Didn't know I was on. Sorry. Blessed everybody. Blessed, blessed, blessed. And thank you for being again tonight. And tonight, another day of domestic violence. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Wow. Did you not know that, how I say, gossiping and complaining was a sin? Yeah, complaining. Especially if you're at home. Every time you turn around, you're complaining about something, you're grumbling about something, ain't nothing right. This is this and that's that. So even that thing is just what's in your heart. You always find something wrong with something. That's complaining. And then there's the red flags. And these are the things that can bring up feeling of animosity, bring up the anger within you. And then, like you say, you get tired of it. You don't want to hear it no more. Or either over talking each other. These are things that can happen in domestic violence that next thing you know is out of sight, out of mind, and no, it's out of mind because if you were thinking right, you wouldn't do some of the things that you do. And that's why we do sometimes try to calm this thing down. That's why we try to teach, we try to preach, we try to speak to people, keep that mind down. That's why we're talking about the one of our messages about how David used to play the harp. Saul was in there throwing the javelin at him and everything, calming those spirits down as much as we can. It will help to ease the situation, ease the tension, ease the situation like so that it can be less volatile. Because every time you turn around, something's going on, something this and something that. So today, we just want to bring maybe a couple of more things to you because first, we're talking about jealousy, all right? Then, we're talking about stress. Then, we're talking about those who don't want to let go. Obsession, obsessed about this and obsessed about that, and can't let go. And every time you turn around, you know what I mean? You're mad about this, you're mad about that. So we're gonna get into anger today too. But then again, let's talk a little bit about something that not that nobody, sorry, most people don't think about. Fear. Fear. Fear is also in domestic violence. Wow, how would you say fear is in the domestic violence? Well, if you had some jewelry and you had it in your house and on the table, and I mean, not just throw together stuff, right? I'm talking about jewelry, and you always looking see if somebody gonna touch it. You got people that coming in and out of your house. Okay, for one thing, if you got people coming in and out of your house, you don't supposed to be putting your jewelry out there where it's supposed to. Either you leaving your room door open. People got to go to the bathroom. Then they go sneaking into your bedroom. You put it up. You put your jewelry in a lock. So you afraid somebody's going to steal it. Well, guess what? People can get into domestic violence because they're scared, afraid that somebody's going to take their lady friend or their wife. Somebody's going to try to attempt to talk to her. Somebody's going to be there to say something to her that may be not right. Sometimes it could be an innocent situation, but yet and still, it could be a dangerous situation. It all depends on how it's taken. But if you afraid that somebody's gonna move in on your territory, move in on your home, move in on your situation, because see, you're not really a jealous type person, but just the idea that maybe she's a little friendly, too friendly to you, maybe, right? Or even a little bit friendly. Somebody could come and start talking to her. Well, instead of acknowledging you, they just start talking to her. And you're like, hey, bro, wait, bro. No, that's my girl there. That's my wife there. You know what I mean? Oh, she's so beautiful. Didn't I just tell you that's my wife? And you still trying to talk to her? But see, this is what happened so many times. This is what happened with that fear thing. You know what I mean? So it goes out of whack too, so that you afraid of losing. When you afraid of losing something, afraid somebody gonna move in on your territory or situation, like the old bull trying to take care of the herd, and you don't want none of the young bulls coming around. Don't come to my house, and that's why so many times So many times, you would tell your wife, look, nobody comes to visit. Nobody's in my house today. You know what I mean? Explain those things. Talk to her about it. You know what I mean? Because until you get yourself together, because it's that trust issue. Yeah. Fear can also mess with the trust issue. Because then before, even though you trust her, there's something in the back of your mind that says, nah, I don't know, maybe I don't want to think like that, but you know how it is, that but thing, you know what I mean? Come on. And another thing too with fear is that you in a position, okay? So she cheated on you once before. And we hear all over the place, boom, boom, boom. Never take back a cheating woman. Never take back a cheating woman because she had a choice. Never thinking about the situation. Okay, so she did something she had no business doing, right? But did you ever think about walking with her? Oh, just the idea that somebody went mess with some woman that I don't want to mess with, but go behind that other stuff. Do you not understand and realize that, hey, before you went there, somebody else went there already anyway? But just because you went before the priest and said some vows, it doesn't mean that it's been purified. Please think about it. And how many times we talking about how we get upset so somebody contaminated your wife. Oh wow, now she's your wife. But y'all had the dating situation, y'all love each other. And even if she is your wife today, she can still go out and boom, 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 and you don't know nothing about it. Well, everything cool, everything love. But as soon as in your mind that she talking to somebody, in your mind, she cheated, but you didn't see nothing, but you realize, you think about it, and you like, and she like confess it even, but oh, just because she confessed, because she started changing the situation, she changed it up, but then that fear come in. I'm not gonna touch her. I'm not gonna be bothered with her. I can't talk to her anymore. I can't love her like I used to. That is an enemy situation. So that fear keep you in that stagnant transition that you now don't take a chance on your wife. You don't know what's going on. She could be out there left, right, and in between to 5 or 6 different people that you'll never know. But then you find out, well, hey, she been doing this for the last 3 years, 4 years, and you been loving her. You been kissing on her, hugging her, and whatever you been doing with her and everything. But now you just found out that she did something 5 years ago. She did something 3 years ago, or either something maybe that was that how you say bad, but it was all sin is bad. I'm sorry, forgive me on that. All sin is bad. But anyway, but now it's like you can't bother her no more. You can't touch her. You can't even talk to her no more. You can't even look at her no more because now. So now the next woman that you get to, next person that is, all right. Even though you're dating her or a wife or something like that, well, my ex and this and that and the other, and she cheated on me. The one you have now, in the back of your mind, you're gonna wonder, you're gonna fear that she might be doing the same thing. So just whether go ahead on and keep the one you had before. Just because you upset that she did something, maybe you should look into the situation and find out what role did you play in this? What role did you play in it? What kind of an action did you make and move on? You were supposed to be protecting her. How much protection did you give her? And then again, there are some people, there are some people who just as rowdy, ruts, and running and violent as you are. The baddie they call them. Baddies, yeah. And they married now. Some of them on the down low now. Some of them just plain don't give a damn now. It's what you do. You got them. But you married them without checking, without talking, without that discussion. See, too many times we get have a relationship without knowing or understanding who we are dealing with. And this is another reason why I'm putting together a fowl, another fowl. I just said one flesh, together in one flesh. And that is, when you get married, even the scripture said, even back in the Old Testament, and they shall be one flesh. Leave your mother and father's house and join together, cleave together, how you want to put it, together. But to being together in one flesh, that be, it's not over here, the other way. She in the bedroom and you downstairs on the sofa. Together is that attitude, situation. You sleep, she's out there prowling. Come on, that's not together. Well, that's not one flesh. No, one flesh is more for a mental and a heart situation. It's all about the heart. Keep that heart together. Keep that heart right. Keep that heart together, unified in the heart. If something go wrong, let's talk about it. Let's discuss it. Let's work on it. Up front, up front, up front. Well, you got to wait to make for sure, because the court system nowadays, oh, wow, we don't even talk about the court system, right? So they will help drive you crazy too. Anyway, you know what I mean? Because most of the thing leads it gears towards the wife. Yeah, she can collect you. She can run you dry. She can take everything. But you got to be smart about it. This is why you have those discussions. You should have the law. When you first say, "Will you be my wife?" Either if she say yes, she can also make a discussion. She can also check you out. Also, she should not to go in there blinded and everything. But anyway, now she doesn't know what you're gonna do, what you gotta do. Get to know everything and anything. Ask those crazy questions. There is no bad question to ask. So now you can help cool that thing down, quench that spirit that says that, well, I'm sorry, I got blindsided after about 7 years of marriage. Then all of a sudden, here this come. Well, it still might come. Storms are going to come. Storms might come anyway. But how are you going to accept it? How are you going to face those storms? How are you going to adjust to those storms? It could be a little rain, it could be a nice drizzle and everything, and then it could be a downpour. We call it a perfect storm. Perfect storm can wreck and humiliate you. Even like that little rain, if it's getting close to the wintertime, a little rain can freeze up, bam, it can hurt you just as bad. It can also take you out of here. So this is one we want to bring it to you about the fear, okay? Fear thing, all right? So now we're going to go into the anger. Oh yeah, anger. Anger is another thing. It could come from different things, different sources. Like before, we're talking about how we said arguments, over talking each other, fussing each other, fussing. Everything is wrong. Everything this way, everything there, everything. It's got to be exact and present. We have so many different people that got that. I mean, it's got to be exact. It got to be the measurement. Just got to be right, perfect. You know what I mean? You know, oh well, ain't nobody perfect anyway. But we ain't talking about a different type of perfection. Okay, let's talk with spiritual. And if you talk about spiritual perfection, that's a different story. But it's so easy to be perfect in Christ, be perfect in God. Well, he said, "Be ye therefore perfect, even as your heavenly Father is perfect." You're supposed to walk in that step as God does. And when you say you don't be perfect, you can't be perfect, you have denied him. And if you say if you deny him, he'll deny you. So anybody talk about, oh, ain't nobody perfect, I'm not perfect, then what are you talking about? Just leave the word alone. Don't even bring it through your mouth. Because too many times we be saying these things because ain't nothing but the evil one trying to influence you to say these things so that you can be corrupt in your mind and corrupt in your tongue. Yeah. See that little tongue can set a woods on fire. As it set a forest ablaze. Then we all make many mistakes. Well, you know, you make a mistake through that. And because even the scriptures say we all make many mistakes. But if you don't make no mistakes in what you said, you'll bring something bad out of your mouth, talk about people, down people, low rate people, criticizing and backstabbing them, false. I said, doing something, talking against them, false witnesses, all that stuff, uh, defaming them, deflaming them, all that stuff. You know what I mean? These are some of the things that can happen when you're upset, when you get mad about something. They say, see, slow to anger, slow to speak. Watch what you're saying. Watch how it goes into your mind. Do not be angry without a reason. And sometimes, how you say, if you're not really careful, your spouse can give you a good reason to say, I'll give you a piece of my mind. Why would you want to give somebody a piece of your mind? Why would you want to give somebody a piece of your mind? You need all the mind you got. Because many times, just like with somebody I know, that your mind been doing that mess too many times, the cell, yeah, all right. You don't know how many cells you got left. You know what I mean? But anyway, things can happen because we get angry too fast, too fast. The two brothers out there in the field, and one was jealous. Jealousy is another thing can bring forth anger. Why are you so angry? Why are you so upset? Why are you so upset? It's jealousy. Well, another thing about anger too. Well, how you say, you see something that somebody had, and you want that too. Covenant, you break the covenant, and then you say, well, I want that, I want this, and they got that, and they think they all that, and they this, that, the other. You complaining, you criticizing, you condemning, and now you're jealous. Cause they talked about jealousy, but that jealousy and anger can go side by side, go inside with each other. So that's why in domestic violence, that anger, what you do is trying to quell that anger, to bring it down to a level so that that person they get angry. So that's why we have that talk, we have that discussion, even before you get married. Talk about these things. If they feel that it's showing that little sense of anger, little uneasiness, just like I was saying before, how a girl has a piece of paper and she has her little boyfriend come and snatch the paper from her hand. Oh, bro, you know what I mean? Whipping up on girls, whipping up on their wives, beating up on them, and like, he loved me. No, he doesn't. Love does not do wrong to another person. So just because they try to make you do things for them, make you do things with them, and then you become a doormat, you become that stepping stone, how you call it, a whipping pole. No, you have to really think about these things. This is why we watch things, which is why we observe things. This is why, before you really get into things, when you start to seeing things heading towards left, you start to making that plan, start to making a phone call, discuss it. Do you have the family that can back you up? Or either, how you say, in your mindset, now's the time to really pray. Now's the time to really fast. Now's the time to really meditate on what you got to do. And go speak those things that are not as though they are. Use affirmations as much as possible. Speak those things into existence. Speak peace into existence. Pray like mad. I said, pray without ceasing. That's one of the time. When you're faced with that domestic violence, because you don't know how it's going to go, you don't know what's happening. And just because a person's in church, that doesn't mean that they don't have domestic violence in their home, in their life, in their situation also. Too many preachers, too many pastors, too many ministers, too many deacons and deaconesses, first ladies and ministers, and just plain old church members. Mean. Mean as a junkyard dog. And you're talking about Jesus and God. Why are you playing with the Holy Spirit? Why are you playing with God like that? But you can't talk to him, because if you say something about him, then you can't say nothing about a pastor. You can't say nothing about a minister. You can't say nothing about an elder. That's for you. Because I'm gonna leave it out of it, because I'll say something right up to their face. But it's not being arrogant, but it's being truthful. We're supposed to speak those things. We're supposed to, how you say, talk to them, discuss things with them, go to them and talk to them in a loving way. If they don't want to hear you, take somebody else with you. If they don't want to have other people, then take it to the church. Woo, all the way to the church body. Well, we gotta wait for a meeting Wednesday night or Thursday night. We gotta open up the church to have a special meeting to discuss things about the pastor. Well, even the scripture didn't say that. He said, take it to the church. Boom. You get up for the church. Excuse me, our pastor's mean. He been beating up his wife, and she's scared to say something. That, my friend, if you've been exposed like that, you should be afraid that anger can dissipate. Because he know now that you got the whole church looking at him about that. Because if you're always scared, go pick up extra makeup, go put your shades on, and go get your extra wig on and cover it up. No. I would say no. But then he gonna, well, you can't be looking like that. You gotta stay home today. Hey, it happened. And then they will also be up in the church, beating down their family, children, wife, and everything else. Or either the wife can take advantage of her husband, call him mealy mouse, call him insecurity, call him weak, call him anything and everything but a child of God, or either a person that's trying to get to God. So we have to really think about these things and look at the situation, talk about these things, discuss these things, bring it to light. Bring it to light. I'm telling you, if you don't bring it to light, then it's gonna always come. It's gonna beat you down, beat you down, beat you down. And too many times we let some of them old traditions lead us in a bad place, lead us into a place where we'll hurt each other, hurt our love, the one we love. Well, little blood, young man, you got to keep your wife in line. What kind of mess is this? Keeping your wife in line. But then again, there's some of these women today, and we talking about yesterday, yesterday women, I don't know about them, but they were all right too. Because they were quieter, even though they had some thing going on too. Hey, that's not neither here or there, but less than it is today. Because today, too many women get totally, completely wild and reckless. I mean, reckless. They got their own money. They got their own apartment. Or either they're the breadwinners in the house or the home stuff. He's making a little bit of money because there's not that many jobs out there for men today. They're working in the mine. They're working in construction that much. In construction site now, he's got these big cranes and get all this stuff. You don't go out and carry cement and stuff like you. They put that stuff on the conveyor belt, put it up on the thing, and jack it up, and boom, out of here. Whereas you used to have maybe 100 people on a construction site. But now they may have 15 or 20 on the same type of construction site, building the same type of building. Or either it's, how you call it, farmed out to different companies, different situation. One company might be doing this, another company might be doing that. One company may have 5 people on doing steel. All that stuff. One person may have another 15 people putting those glass panels in. All these things come into play. It's not that one person, one construction site. You know what I mean? So therefore, all these things can come to play in domestic violence because now you're mad about this, you're mad about that. You go home, you're angry. You go home, you're tired. You go home, she fussing, fighting. Go home, you don't want to be bothered. You go home, you don't want to talk about her, talk to her. She don't want to talk to you. The next thing you know, y'all strangers in the same house. Next thing you know, questions come up, or no question at all, and you find out that she's dressing right, getting her hair done, getting the perfume on and everything, and wearing these fancy clothes. And where you get all this stuff from? Where you get the jewelry from? Where you get these clothes from? And she said, friend of mine. He know better, but yet still he don't want to say that. Then next thing you know, is come up to here with him. This is when sometimes the boil over. This is where the volatile situation come about. We call it the mental explosion. Mental explosion. He's a nice guy ordinarily, but sometimes things can start to happen. Trouble brewing. It's just like a boil over. The two are not really compatible. They're not say they can be compatible before when they first get married, but yet and still things can be escalate to that place. Things can happen that will do something to boil over the situation, make it go all messed up, go wrong, and then what do? You explode. If you keep boiling, the explosion happens. Next thing you know, a hurt is involved. So, not just say the physical, but how about that mental situation? How about that how is it verbal situation? How about that quietness? Don't say nothing. The silent treatment. That can hurt too. I would call that abuse too. It is because something that you don't have to do. Anything that you don't have to do that's going to hurt someone else, it's an abuse. And it's very violent. It is violent. Not only just say with uh, I said not as an addiction, but also when you're assault, verbal assault, sexual assault, financial discipline, out there spending up all your money. She's not complaining. She this, she that, or you complaining because she didn't went shopping. She went shopping and just threw it to the wind. She won't listen to you. You won't listen to her. Y'all don't compromise. Here come an abuse. Domestic violence. So you know what I mean? So wonderful people. We just got to really stay on top of these things. Talk about them, discuss them. And some of the things that we put up, and this is why we have this our platform with um, red flags. That is red flags. These things that come about, they call it toxic behaviors, which is nothing but red flag. Red flags, you go down the road, you see them working on the road, you see the little light, yellow light, boom, 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 as a caution. But then they have the red flag, that means you stop until somebody gives you the go ahead to come on to finish up, you know. But in the meantime, even at home, when things start to get out of control, things start to looking like they want to get in a bad place. That's why you stop and start to proceed with caution, and then slow it down. Sometimes you have to take a walk. You just talk. Look, can we talk? If they don't want to talk, okay. Well, look here. I love you, care for you. You know, even if you're angry with each other. Even so, we said be slow to anger, slow to speak, quick to listen. But we don't want to listen because we arrogant, hard-headed, prideful. All these things come about that's going to destroy our relationship, destroy our home, destroy our marriages, destroy our relationship even with the Lord. I'm telling you. How can you talk about, well, I just want a closer relationship with Jesus, but yet still you can't talk to your wife? You don't haven't spoken to her in a month. Y'all haven't been together in intimacy in 6 months because now you can't stand each other to touch each other. One sleeping in one room, one sleeping in the other room. You don't go in the other room and visit each other. Just like, okay, even if they sleeping in different rooms, because like I said, some people, what one couple was saying before, like he snores too much. All right, so he snores. Before it wasn't snoring because you didn't pay no attention because y'all were too busy doing things, da da da. But now you done quiet down, settle down, and everything. And now that snoring would keep you awake because you got too much on your mind. You don't want to stay woke like that. And the doctor tell you like, hey, I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? So the dude, he doesn't want to go ahead and get treatments and this stuff, right? So sleep in a different room. But hey, every once in a while, knock on the door. Hey, what you want? What's up? I just thought I'd come here and sit with you for a few minutes, showing that you care, showing that I have that consideration for one another. That's what the Lord wants us to do. He wants us to care for each other, love each other, do unto others you have them to do unto you. She in there now on her phone. She in there doing this, doing that, and other. You in there doing your thing, this, that, and another. Like, come on, strangers in the same house. You'll pay all that money for wedding, all that money for property, all that money to be invested, and then not even know each other. We've been married for 20 years and don't know each other. That was one of the saddest things I've seen that say that this couple with grandkids, they've been married 40 years. 40 years. And then get a divorce. What? That'd be 40 years. They going up in the late 60s there. If in the late 60s or even the mid 60s, you just want to go ahead on and sit it out with each other. You know what I mean? Go for a ride. Do something. Get the kids to take you for a ride. They're like, come on, chauffeur me. But we don't do that. But we like to go through these unnecessary changes, everything, beat each other down, give each other a piece of your mind. Um, you know, uh, be mean to each other, be fearful, scared of things that's gonna happen. Well, she my wife, and I don't want no contaminated woman. Well, bro, she wasn't no virgin when you met her. You don't know what she been doing because you didn't bother to ask. You didn't bother to talk to her. You didn't bother to find out what kind of a life she was. You didn't ask nobody, her family, and nobody else. Nothing. You didn't ask her best friend. Hey, look here. See, girl. Hey, yeah. I bet y'all was. I bet y'all was a hot mess back in the days, huh? See, that's always a way to ask questions all the way away. Because that's what we said. With wisdom and understanding, can go a long way. This is another reason why we're doing this message. How to be a better person. How to be a better person. Bring yourself up to that character. That character say that, hey, I have not say that arrived, but you just be a better person because now your integrity. Now you're working with wisdom. Now you're working with honesty. Now you're working with the truth. Now you're working with confidence. Now you're working with all the good stuff that says that I can do this. I got inside me that's valuable. I know who I am. I know what I'm about. How many people you know that knows who they are? Who they are for real, for real. Come on. In the old days, you ask a little kid, maybe 7, 8 years old, 6 years old, 5 years old, what you want to do when you get big? They don't watch television. They're like, oh, I want to be a this, I want to be a that. You know what I mean? And sometimes that thing will come to them because they've been in their mind, they've been set. And that's why sometimes we don't know our calling. Let your calling be effective. But no, today, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I ain't gonna be there because most of the kids nowadays, for real, they don't even look past 30 years old. They don't even look at it. They think that they're gonna get out of here sooner than you think because the way they live it, their lifestyle, the way they see other people, their friends, their little friends go up out of here. They just automatically, voluntarily out of here. All these things they happen because of the pressure, because of the situation, because of the stress. And that's why when they grow up to get married, grow up to have a relationship, they're volatile. They really mean. They aggressive, too aggressive. They're not holding it together. Ah, wow. They need Christ. We always think about how the guy in one of the scriptures says that he was in the graveyard, howling, like butt naked. and they couldn't contain him. They couldn't restrain him. He would break the fetters, which is the lock and the chain that would come. They were trying to tie him down, capture him. He break. That's how strong he was. Soon as Jesus showed up, Jesus showed up. Don't send me away. If you send me away, put me those this herd of swine over there. The Lord said, "What's your name?" He said, "Legion." There's so many of them inside of him. He said, "Okay, boom, go." All the spirits go into the swine went to the drown themselves in the sea. Then people came out. The man was sitting there, fully clothed. And then he went to a little town, went to a city, and started speaking the word of truth. He didn't know what to say much, but all he can do is say, "I know a man. I'm good. Hey, that's it. That's it. That's it." We don't have to go to college. We don't have to go to seminar. When you know what is good, you know what is good. Speaking those things that are not as though they are. Get baptized. Know how to treat your friendly. Know how to treat your loved one. Know how to treat your friend. Know how to treat your enemy. Love your enemies as you love yourself. Go that extra mile. Give that coat up. Give that dollar up. Until somebody trying to play you, then you said, I don't cast my pearl before swine. Hey, it's all right. You can say no sometimes. But then the Bible said, don't resist a evil person, but you have to be able to talk and discuss things with them. Say those things that'll calm that spirit down. This is why we have to learn how to talk with each other. And that's why we talk about these things. We talk about these things when we're talking about how to be a better person, be the one spirit, one flesh. This is why we're talking about how we get rid of those spirits, get rid of that emotional drainage, emotional stuff. Wow. But see, the thing about it is that sometimes we just don't want to do it. So that's what put us also in that bad place of domestic violence, put us in that bad place of red flags. And every time you show with a red flag, just like we said before, every argument, talking over each other. Two people talking, neither one of them know what to say because they're talking against each other. And you can't, one don't stop and hear what the other one have to say, cussing and fussing, or you just stay in an argument. And then you don't have any agreements. So there is another way of domestic violence. Next thing you know, somebody hurt. Somebody hurt. All right now? So think about it, one for people. We can get our act together. We can do much better than what we've been doing all along. Okay? So, people, so with that in mind, thank you for being with us today. We just want to cut it short. But then we're going to keep talking about these domestic violence because this stuff this is for real. And it's unplanned because too many people off the top of their head, they have problems and issues and things that piling up and loading up on their mind and stuff like that. And it snap, just boom, boom, boom. Just like when the guys used to come in from service, different one. There were more people that came back from Desert Storm than did from World War II that were messed up in psychological way. The mind, because you see some of these things that happen that you like that. What the world going on? That's why we have to really think about these things, pray over them, discuss them, speak over them, and then put faith to work. Put faith to work. That's it. All right, guys? So y'all take care. Be blessed. And I hope to see you soon and very soon. I try to put up a notice, but anyway, go to my YouTube channel. Put it out there. People in Love MD. Spread the word. Spread the truth. All right? And then, how you say, we're going to try to send this out. Share it out, please. Share out this message. Let somebody know. Repost. And then bring some suggestions involved. Talk about it. Talk to us. Let us know how you feel. Let us know what you're thinking. All right? Feedback is important, especially when you're dealing with the mental state, that's when you're dealing with the heart, especially when you deal with a spiritual situation. So see, God don't play. God does not play, I'm telling you. Hmm. Things can happen anytime, anywhere. So be aware, okay? Think about it. With that in mind, wonderful people, take care. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bless you and all that other good stuff. And we'll talk to you later. Peace, grace, and love. And don't forget, share this out. Let me know what you think. All right? Send me a note. Hit me up. We'll talk about it. Peace, grace, and love. All right. Hey, thank you for being here. Yes, yes, yes. All right. Take care now. Okay.